round 5 review for SuperCoach 2023. Finally, we had a good week, 2,348. It should have been 350, but for some reason I was scaled down a couple of points. Don't ask why, but we're taking that every day of the week. It was a top 4% score. So yeah, pretty good. Into the top 13% overall. We went up 15,961, so basically 16,000 spots in the ranks, which is really, really solid. 9 out of 10 league wins. Someone got really lucky and just smashed me. He would be laughing, whoever that is, but yeah, going really well. It's not curtains yet. We're just getting started here, and we're starting to come good. Got a win draft as well over Joey from the Centre Bounce. A bit stiff. I'll be sure to let him know about that tonight when I jump on their podcast at 7:30. Stay tuned for that. Should be an absolute ripper. But yeah, that's going really well. Things are sort of ticking away nicely. We'll get stuck in the team. Have a look at it. See where things went really good. We had a lot of scores over 120 this week. So we'll touch on Dacos. I don't really know much about this game. Didn't see a lot of it. I know he turned up and beat the record for his, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, had a career best night with disposals, so must have butchered it at times. The ground wasn't that choppy, which was a surprise, but yeah, Dacos really good. Looking at our D1 here for the year. Tom Stewart, this is a good pick, so it was a toss-up between he and Dawson, but I want Stewart to save 50k. I know Dawson went 150, but yeah, you're saving all that money, and Stewart's got some games coming up at Geelong very soon. Got Sydney this week, so yeah, should ton up against them. 135 was awesome. He tailed off a lot in the fourth quarter, so yeah, did really well. But yeah, Dawson's a stellar selection. Yeah, you'd be happy with that. A really bad miss. Hopefully McGuinness tags him this week, but we'll see how we go on that. Jimby at 51, his break-even's quite high now. He's got to go. I'm going to trade him out this week. Probably gets rested as well, you would think. So, yeah, really good avenue to start making some upgrades here. Max Michelini, that's all right. Like, a 60 on field from a rookie is pretty solid. You take that every day of the week, especially when he's a pod, but I did think he was a little bit better than that. But that's fine. McKenna, it's either 55 or 85. This week it was 55. Hold on for a few more weeks and we can cash out. No doubt about that. Wilmot, really good. Cowan, this sucks. I had him as, well, another 51 in my big calls on the Saw Play podcast. Didn't get there. How good would it be if he had 451 in a row scores? And yeah, we want him to score higher anyway, so that's a bit shit house. Shouldn't make much more money, Lockie Cowan. Constable's dead at the moment. We need him playing and in the midfield. So Laird, kudos to those who had the VC on him. Bit unlucky. He did tail off a lot in the second half. Carlton finally decided to get their shit together and tag him with Curnow, but the damage was done. I don't know why they didn't just do that in the first place. Really silly, because the desk is by far, well, he and Dawson are by far their most dominant midfielders, and they had the license to do virtually whatever they wanted, and the win was off the back of those two in the middle. Just absolutely superb. So, yeah, led 135. Really good. Saw an interview as well after the game. He did touch on a couple of average games for himself, almost like he owns himself in SuperCoach. So, yeah, I've gained a lot of trust back in Rory Laird, and I will be captaining him this week, if not VCing, depending on what moves I decide to make. Bottom Pally was good in the wet, always is, so you'd be wrapped with that. And yeah, well done to those who actually captained him. Always goes well against Port Adelaide, so that's what you like to see. LU struggled a lot, but I mean, we can't hate on him too much. He did play the Lions, so when you look at Dunkley, 133, Neil went 170. Everyone had a field day, so you can see why LU was quite underdone. We can forgive him for that. Has Gold Coast this week, so should respond, you would imagine. But yeah, Dunkley good. Finally hit a great score. He should be F1 anyway for the rest of the season, you would imagine. He's in my midfield at the moment because of DPP issues. Hopefully I get him back down there ASAP. We'll see what happens. Tom Green, people a little bit worried about Tom Green. Well, for starters, he might miss a week as I'm recording this video. It hasn't been confirmed whether or not he gets off or not. I hope he does. But the 97, he was tagged quite heavily by Connor Nash. And it was a shit tag, just wrapped him up at every single stoppage. And a 97 is a really good score because, I watched the game quite closely. And, he was getting worn hard. So, you take away that tag against a pretty ordinary opposition, you're probably looking at a 120 at least from Green. So, don't be too alarmed by that. Hold him. He will come good. No doubt about that. But just had a couple of ordinary tags, which is fine. Setterfield we held for another week. Was going to get rid of him and bank 300k, but the news of Mackenzie getting dropped and then subbed, I thought, hell no. And he did score 14, so owners of Mackenzie will have to get rid of him this week. I got rid of him last week, which was great. Setterfield for one more week. Gave me a 91. Absolutely wrapped to that. But I'm going to cash in this week, and you'll see what I'll do shortly. Hopper, superb. We love that. Hopefully we can hold him until after the buys even. We'll see what happens. But been a really good pick for us. Pardon me. Ashcroft, really... I don't know. It's a hard one. I was expecting bigger things from Ashcroft. I don't think he's going to get his Rising Star award this year. I think the man down our forward lines, Harry Sheasel, has him covered. And shout out to Sheasel if you're watching, mate. I doubt you are, but if you are, kudos to you for overtaking Greg Williams for the most disposals in the first 5 games. What an effort that is. He's gone past Diesel. That is spectacular. Just getting so much junk off halfback. He's 18 years old. It's just disgusting the football he's been playing, but we'll touch on him in a moment. Baker, he's stuffed up his break even a bit. McVee, we jumped on McVee last week for 190k. We paid up for him. The reason we did that was because, he's got DPP. He's in a champion team by the looks of it, even though they went down to the Bombers. Shit-hot win from us, but... it has good job security and the role's good and there's not many rookies in the midfield. We're not going to get many throughout the season. None with a high ceiling anyway. Despite the 20 and the 30 from round 1 and 2, he's been really solid. He's gone 70, 80 and then 63. So this is a really good selection thus far. I've jumped on the Shorty train and taken his words of wisdom for that. And it's looking like a good pick. And we need the cover for this week because it looks like Tom Green may miss. And we need him on field. So I'm wrapped with that. That's really good. Most teams will have to field Baker. So we get away there. So onto the rucks and the forward line. Finally, a good VC from Shrek. Oh my God. The highest captaincy score I had this year so far was a 114 from Laird a couple weeks ago. Absolutely disgusting with the VC and me this year. So to get it right finally is good. I know Darcy probably should have scored a lot more against Moyle, but I don't care. I'm taking a 136 and run into the hills every day of the week with that. Shit hot, and Madden was finally utilised. Probably won't pick a loophole next year. Look at all the dead rookies that we're getting. It's unnecessary, I think. So, but he finally had some sort of use, and Marshall come on with the 123, which, to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from him, considering he was up against what I said and referred to as black and white specky bags last week on the potty. But still solid, but I would like to move him on to English eventually. We'll see what happens there. Forward line, pretty solid. Taranto, back-to-back 115s. We love it. Rosier 93 off such little time on ground. What's the go of that? I'm not really sure, but solid. Errol Goulden was okay, and Zeeble and Sheasel, we love this so much. I can't wait to flip one of these guys down defence when the time comes. That'll be good. Hopefully both of them are keepers. We'll see what happens. If not, luxury trades, the easiest sideways trade of our lives. Over the bye rounds and Fergus Green, I needed a rookie on field, and he delivered. I missed out on a Savas 88. I was bloody tearing my hair out. I thought, oh my God, 5 or 6 intercept marks in the first quarter. He was almost on 50. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what a miss. As if I did an emergency him. Why would I go Van Ruin in the wet? That was a terrible call. But then I rolled the dice with Fergus, the boy from Bendigo, the boy from Sandhurst, and he absolutely set the tone. So, got a couple of mutual friends with Fergus. Hopefully we can get him on the Saw Play podcast. That would be absolutely hilarious. Fergie's a great bloke. I don't know him that well, but yeah, he's a funny larrikin, and he'll be great company on the podcast. So if he wants to jump on, he can. And I'd love to thank him in person for that beautiful score at F6. Absolutely love that. So, yeah, this was the team for this week. And, yeah, really happy with it. Captains, well, I'll show you guys in a second after we do our trades. So, this is what I am thinking. So, Setterfield out, done his job. Been an incredible mid-pricer. Great stepping stone. But we need to get these mid-prices off field for these uber primos. And Jimby, high break even. He's got to go. So we're going to target Miller, who plays North this week. You guys want to see who is the best trading option? Look at Miller's average against his next 3. It's disgusting. Has North this week. I captained him last year against North, and it was solid. It was sexy. It was beautiful, and I loved every bit of it. Made my week, and I was out of my seat watching him play. So I hope we can have a little bit of a replica of that. So it'll be either Tuke Miller that comes in or Jordan Dawson, who I really like, who has such a low break even. Playing inside mid, he's a gun. It just depends whether or not McGuinness is back in the team. I'm not really sure. He didn't play against GWS, which was a concern. If he is named this week, I'm not going Dawson. I'm going Miller. Even if he isn't named, I'm still not sure. I like Tukey against North Melbourne. I think that's an absolute steal, but then Dawson against Hawthorn without McGuinness is a steal as well. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys reckon. I did a poll on Twitter this morning of who we should be going, and it's about 50-50, I'll tell you. I think maybe 52% want Tuke, 48% want Dawson, so it's really even. But I like Tuke at the moment. He's an uber primo, 112 break even. Should hit that quite comfortably and go up in price. And good luck getting him in once he has a good run against ordinary opposition. So we're going to go with this. And then Matty Roberts as well, who went 93. We love every bit of that. Hopefully he plays this week. Surely. I am a bit sus on his job security. Could be a dead rookie quickly. Hopefully, if he's named, we'll go there just because he's going to make a lot of money short term. So, yeah, this is the side. I don't mind it. Pretty happy with it at the moment. Finally starting to make some upgrades. Got 116k for next week going into literally upgrade season. It's about time that's sort of rolled up. But, yeah, captains for this week. We're going to VC Laird for Miller once that sort of loads. But you guys get the gist of that. I'll announce if anything else changes on my Twitter. Make sure you follow me on that 100%. I do upload a fair bit, especially team update wise. So, this is how we're looking. Yeah, really solid side, I would imagine. Couple blokes I don't have. Sucks not having English, but then Darcy's a pod who's been scoring pretty well. So we're not losing out too much. And Oliver isn't in the best form at the moment. He's going to drop a little bit of coin, which is good. So, yeah, this is it for the team. I'll quickly touch on my draft. I talk a lot about my draft. There's Joey again, just rubbing salt in the wounds now, matey. I touch a lot on the draft, and I don't really show you guys what the team looks like. But, yeah, we got Dawson and Redmond. Team's looking pretty good. Picked up Alex Witherden as a free agent, and he went pretty shit house without Shannon Hearn, which sucks. Will Day's out with suspension. Merritt's going to be out with suspension, so that's a bit stiff. I want to show you guys the forward line. It doesn't want me to, though. It really doesn't want me to. One of my biggest regrets in the last few years, other than not starting Dawson, was probably buying an Apple computer. They're shocking. They hate running like multiple software at the same time. Ruck's really good. Got Grundy and Draper. And then, yeah, forward line's pretty good too. So everything's sort of ticking along nicely. I'm liking the draft at the moment. We've got, I think, the real opponents in the league are the AFL Draft Expert and DR. They're going to be the two to beat this year. So hopefully we can get the edge on those blokes. But yeah, just a bit of a quick look at that for those of you that are into draft and follow it. I love it. So yeah, get around that. But yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. I better get my shit sorted for this podcast, which is coming up really soon. Check out the Centre Bounce YouTube channel if you haven't already. They're doing great things and can't wait to talk a bit of SuperCoach with those blokes. So it should be good. Look after yourselves. Take it easy, everyone. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.